All right, what's up, cuties? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. It is my Friday. Thank goodness. OMG. Let me say some quick hellos. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this power hour. Oh, why is my voice cracking? Hold on, guys. Let me mute. Ooh, child. I need some water. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. I had to grab my water, but how are you guys? I hope you guys are doing well. I put up a little post earlier, you know, the emoji post where you ask people how they're doing and they answer with an emoji, but it was a crappy copy. But I hope you guys are doing well. Let me say some hellos. Hey, Miss Lady. Happy Thursday to you, sis. Thanks so much for joining me. Teresa is here. Hey, Teresa. Happy Thursday. One of my cutie moms. I appreciate you. Pamela, you say your YouTube is acting up. A lot of people are saying that. A whole lot of folks. And I don't know what's up with YouTube. It is what it is. But welcome, Pamela. Yeah, we're going to get into Smokey. We're going to get into a little bit about Smokey Robinson. And I have in my title, and I want you guys to let me know in the comments, is there an attack on the black man? Where are all these charges coming from? You know, lawsuits every day, it seems like. Let's see. Yeah, Teresa, and that's if it's true. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk for sure, for sure. All right, Edie B is here. Hey, Edie B. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, Lavinia. Hope you're doing well. Look, my cutie crew already know what's on the docket for me as soon as I get off. I don't know if y'all can see it on the screen, but that's what's going on ASAP. I start work at 5 a.m. and by 5:05, it was some BS up in the air. That's all I gotta say. And it's been on ever since. Thank goodness I work from home. Let me just say that. But good afternoon, Lavinia. Mama V. Hey, Mama V. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. Good afternoon, Ty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Lord C. How are you? Thanks for joining me. Donna is here. Good afternoon. Chronicles of Kim K is in the building. Thank you so much, sis. You are in the bushes. Oh, love you too. Love you too. Thank you for dropping down. Make sure you hit the like button for me, sis. Girl, what's the tea? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Angel. Good afternoon. Did you guys see the video that I dropped of Letitia, Sweet Tea, married to medicine? She out of there. Now I scanned. Oh, my dogs just do not like when I'm on live. She just went and stood by the door. Enough is enough, I guess she's saying already. But there are a couple people that are in the comments that's saying that Sweet Tea, excuse me, and Dr. G was not asked back. Now, let me know if you guys have heard that. If it's been confirmed, I will absolutely admit to only seeing a clip. So I don't know for sure either way. But she gone. She gone. She out of there. Okay, let me go back and continue. Let me get Sweet Tea off the screen. Kudos to her and Dr. G. Hello, Mrs. Boss Chick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. All right, I think I skipped a couple people. But if Angel, did I get you? I'm not sure. But if I did, my apologies. Again, I need you guys to hit the like button for me. Shout out to the replay gang yang in advance. And Teresa, you said they were given the boot. Is that confirmed? If so, let me know where I can view it. Let's get started on some breaking news real quick. I don't have too many hot topics because I hate rushing like I did in my last live a couple days ago. I hate when I have too many topics. I don't get a chance to look at the comments or anything. And before I do this, I'm gonna go ahead and put this little dog right on out. Hold on, guys. I go through this all day, every day. You staying on here for this whole hour. Go. Go. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I just put her out and she'll be scratching at the door. Let's see. You think Sweet Tea should get with Mel or Mariah and pitch that Doctor's Wives of Atlanta? Is Mariah working with a network? We know Mel has her own. I would love it. But let me know. Let me know. Chronicles of Kim K. Yeah, something. And the way that she's advertising it to me, it seems like she may already have something up her sleeve when it comes to that. But we have a new pope, guys. We have a new pope. Shout out to the Shade Room. Look at the cheering. And the new pope is American. What are you all's thoughts about that? Anybody in the chat Catholic? How do you feel about an American pope? I'm down for it. It is the norm or a tradition for white smoke to pour from the Sistine Chapel. And that signals that a new pope has been elected. Child, people are over there talking about with the first pick of the 2025 Pope draft, the conclave has been selected. But the new pope's name is Robert Francis Prevost. And the first of all of these popes as far as being American. Now, I will say this, they didn't waste any time. If he not, then you don't like it. You know what? And Felicia, a lot of people were having discussions about that. Like, do you guys think we'll see a black pope? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we know that we should. Hey, my sis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, yeah. So Robert Francis Prevost is the new and first American Pope. So, as this guy said, a new chapter begins for the church. And I agree with everything he said. So, I'm going to read his comment. But he said, may our new Pope lead with clarity, compassion, and courage, grounded in faith, yet open to the realities of the world, praying that his voice becomes a source of unity and moral clarity in these complex times. Oh, I thought that was an awesome, awesome comment. You know? Yeah, Teresa, we were all look, I think we'll see a woman president if forever 44's wife, my forever first lady, Michelle Obama, would ever run, but she said absolutely not under no circumstances. Then she also said before that what she witnessed her husband going through, she would never, you know. Hey, Patricia J. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I agree, Felicia. I do. But the only other topics that I want to discuss and spend just a tad bit of time is this Smokey Robinson situation. Before I bring up the story, what are you all's thoughts? What are you all's thoughts on this? Let me know. We don't know, but put it in the comment section if you believe it or if you don't. If you haven't heard the news, I'll definitely go ahead and give you the breakdown. Is he Valencia? I probably should have read through that more. The new pope is from the Chi-Town is representing. Wow. Well, look, I'm going to do this first and foremost, and then I'll do a little bit more research on it. But you guys know I'm Chi-Town down. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for the new Pope child.
If you don't know by now, I'm talking about Chi-Town. Yeah.
All right. Let me go back over here to the Shade Room post real quick and see if they're. Oh, Child be moving so fast. And with the day that I'm having, please believe that I just totally missed it. But even in the Shade Room's caption, it said that he was born in Chicago, Illinois, and he has been elected as the 267th Pope. So congrats, and welcome, welcome. Hey, Tia. Thanks, sis. Thanks for dropping down. Hey, Cece. All right, let's go ahead and get into this Smokey Robinson story, guys. And just the headline alone, when it came across my timeline, made me sad. You know what I mean? It really, really did. Smokey is 87 years old. I agree, EDB. No matter the age, if Smokey did it, he needs to be held accountable. And EDB added on a point blank, period. Totally agree. No matter the age. But what's up with the timeline of people coming out? For instance, I'll just throw his name out here real quick. Byron Scott, NBA player. He was accused as well this week, and this person said that it happened in 1987. That may be a cutie crew discussion. Should there be a cap on how long you have? Yay, a woman of particular age. Yes, it's a good day. It really, really is. I went to Catholic schools, but not Catholic, but had to do a lot of the Catholic, do I want to call them traditions? In school, we had to go to mass and all of that good stuff. But Byron Scott, NBA player, lady came out and said that it happened to her in 1987. That's almost 40 years ago. Should there be an age cap? Cutie crew, we may discuss that a little bit later. I may be a little tipsy over there in that members only tonight, baby. But yes, Teresa, I agree. We'll talk about it. But shout out to people. Let's go ahead and read what's going on when it comes to Smokey. I read this. His wife is in the lawsuit as well. And there are 4 women that has now come together and they're suing for $50 million. Now, briefly, we discussed this over the weekend over on Patreon. And I think LaDawn was really stern on her belief and said that, I don't think that they should be able to sue civilly for money. And if the time or the statute of limitations has passed when it comes to these alleged perpetrators being criminally charged, then it is what it is. That is per LaDawn and a couple other people that were over on Patreon over the weekend. But let's read. Again, these are Smokey Robinson's former housekeepers, and they filed this complaint on Tuesday, May 6th. They accused him of SA. Smokey did come out. We'll get to what he had to say. Well, it was brief. I'll say it now. He said that he is absolutely appalled. And he also said that he cannot go into detail right now. But let's get into what they had to say. The charges are actual battery, assault, false imprisonment, gender violence, and creating a hostile work environment by these 4 ladies. And they said that they worked for him and his wife. This is Smokey's wife on the screen here. And as I mentioned, she's involved, according to them, as well. But they say that he repeatedly, and I cannot, I may have to put Smokey back on the screen. Chow. He repeatedly forced, I'm just going to say himself, by different ways, according to them, causing, pain without their consent. And they also said that he would use physical barriers and other threats of force. And by that, they mean locking his bedroom door to prevent them from leaving. Yes, Hershey. Hey, Hirsch. Can't speak a lick of English, child. That's what I heard. But anyway, they go on to say that his wife refused to take appropriate corrective action to prevent his misconduct because they said that they reached out to her during this time. That's according to them. You know what? It would have to have been Lavinia after 2002, it seems. Let's see. Because they say the wife was involved and he married his wife in 2002. And again, they named her in that lawsuit as well. So, we talking what? A little under 20 years? But they said the wife had full knowledge of even prior acts of SA. Do you guys believe them? They also threw into the lawsuit 20 years later that the couple failed to pay them minimum wage or overtime. So let's see. Oh no, I stand corrected. Guys. It does not date back that far. And yeah, again, why? Because the statute of limitations is absolutely not up if what I'm going to read to you guys next is the case. Oh, I love not rushing like I normally do. Jane Doe 1 said that she began working for Smokey in January of 2023. And that's when she's saying that this happened. She said it happened at least 7 times before she resigned. I've always questioned, but I'm definitely never going to victim blame. Hirsch, you wrong. Say not Grandpa Smokey. I'm definitely not going to victim blame. But for me, how did you get to 7? This is why I have a lot of conversations behind closed doors members only in Patreon. How did you get to 7 times before you decided to resign? So she was there for a year. And she and 3 other plaintiffs say they did not report his alleged assaults to authorities for fear of losing their livelihood, public embarrassment, shame, and humiliation. Put it in the chat if you guys are believing this. I'm going to go through a little bit more. Put it in the chat. The fat fur baby already scratching because it's a little warm. Oh, you're not. Come on, let's go. Anyway, in. Or maybe you did and went back and sat under that chair. All right, guys, hold on. Okay. Let me see what you guys are saying before I continue. Shout out to 121. Special number for me. Of you guys that are watching, please hit the like button. Teresa said not sounding right. Angela said no. Darnett said 22 years ago. Child, yes, it is. My time frame is all messed up. I don't know why in my head I'm thinking we in 2027, child. That's how the clear folks got me today. But you are absolutely right. Her say, no, I don't believe it because they said they were scared of losing their livelihood, but kept working for less than minimum wage. Right. And Lavinia said the same thing. I just don't understand why people wait so many years to say anything. I don't either. I don't. And that's what makes me a lot of times give people the side eye. But as you guys know, we have to wait for the facts and the case and all of that. Now, I doubt if Smokey do the Shannon Sharp and settle. But I'm going to put this back up because this one is a little tricky. Let's see. Jane Doe number 2 said that she worked for him starting in 2014 to 2020 and claimed she was also SA'd by the Star at least 23 times, guys. Does it turn from victim to willing participant? And I think that's how they're going to break down that Diddy case. When does it 23 times? The first time wasn't enough? Please let me know. Because for me, and again, I'm not victim shaming at all, but come on now, 23 times. Per the complaint, she alleged that Smokey raped her and also forced her to do, how I want to say this, slob on the knob. Quick way of saying that. Jane Doe number 3 says that the complaint that, she said in her complaint that he also raped her at least 20 times. And her dates go back to February 2012 to April of 2024. Kept count, Tay. They kept count, child. Because hers was exact 23 times. This person, Jane Doe number 3, said at least 20. Jane Doe number 4 said she worked for Smokey Robinson from October 2006 to April 2024. And she said she resigned then from SA and harassment. And she said that she also worked for his wife as her personal assistant, her cook, and her hairdresser. She was doing it all. And she claimed that Smokey forced her into his bedroom. That was in 2007. And she said that those essays continued until right before she quit. Again, she quit in 2024. So 2006 to 2024, how many times do you guys think that was? So as I mentioned, they're suing for $50 million. And look, I'm on the side of LaDawn now. Why does it come with a price tag? You know? Darnett, YouTube hid your comment, but I see it and I agree. But sometimes in those cases, we do know that a lot of these men do have their, I don't want to use the word pick of the litter, but you guys know what I'm saying. They can basically have anybody that they want. I'm gonna bring up a young Smokey for you guys. And thank you for saying that. I have the pictures in my phone, but I didn't email them. So I'm gonna bring up a young. Hold on, Smokey. Looks don't mean anything, but Smokey was very, very handsome throughout his years. And I don't know if I told the cutie crew, but I dated a cop out of Illinois, and he looked like Smokey, and that was his nickname. Can you believe it? Anyway, let's see. Here's Smokey back in the day. Here's Smokey back in the day. So, although I do agree with you, let me see here. Darnett, we do know that some of these men are driven by power. So, although they have their choice of whomever, whenever, sometimes they are just, controlling and power hungry. Smokey looked like Lionel Richie right here to me. So I'm gonna read a couple comments and then we're gonna get into something that truly, truly broke my heart. And that is wow, Tyre Nichols. Let's see what you guys are saying. Ice get them. Oh, darn it, you want ice to get them? And this is Smokey, his pockets run deep. Yes, yes, and Smokey is still performing, Hershey. So he's still making that money. Oh my God, sis, I hope your uncle is not who I dated, child. He was a little bit older than me. Sis, child, we got to talk offline. Child. Okay, well, just answer that one question. Was your uncle a popo? Let me know. Let me know, sis. Was your uncle a popo? Girl, don't you put that in this chat. I need an answer now. Please. I see you laughing. Come on now. Girl. Okay, let me get to these comments. I'm waiting on Pink Diva to answer me. Pink Diva, don't just put no sis, LOL. Was he a popo? Did she say he was a popo? Lord have mercy. I got to go back up. Sis? Ooh, okay. Ooh, child. Ooh, I couldn't even move on. He was not a popo. Thank you, Lord. That would have been awkward. But let's see. Let me go up and read some comments. Hey, innocent instigator. Suki say, I believe it. Why he trying to say he is sometimes confused with Lionel Richie, allegedly. Ooh. So you think he trying to put it on Lionel? Suki. Good point. Now, that picture I just showed you, he does look like Lionel. I just wonder were they documented and feared for their citizenship and families. Well, look, if that's the case, Tay, let's say they're illegal. Smokey better call them people on them. I don't want to sound like I'm on Smokey's side, but I need to see this in court. Let's see. Hershey says, sounds like Grandpa Smokey is tired and can't do it no more. And now they want to get paid for the free cooch that was given. Say it, Hirsch. Say it, Hirsch. Yeah, because baby, that's a long span of time. That's again, we don't victim shame over here. But at some point, to me, you go from, and I say this all the time, you go from being a victim to a volunteer. Okay. I see you laughing, sis. Girl, you almost gave me a heart attack. Them old men was a mess. Look, Suki. White, black, Chinese, all of them. I agree with you. I agree with you. That sound like sad chick mistress activities to me. Secret relationships. Good point, Anitra. You look, we do not know. He up there, Patricia. I believe he is, and I'll double check. I believe he's 87. Nah, let's see. Smokey's age. Let me bring it up. Yeah, he's 85. 85. He was born in 1940. 85 years old. All right, let's see. A couple more. Baby, that comment right there almost took me out. Okay. Pink Diva, go away from me, from what you just put me through. You just like them clear folks today. Let's see. Does anyone think that these were affairs? I do too. Yes, Felicia, you said it, and who was that said it earlier? Hershey. Somebody just said about side chick activities. Anitra J. I really, really do. We're gonna discuss this more tonight over there in our members only. But I want to make sure I'm reading you all's comments. Holly said, I've seen some thirsty men. You got to be careful. I kind of believe them. Sad though. Yeah, that it is sad if true. I will say that. But to be fair, I have to say, I don't know. We don't know. Miss Tina said, I'm staying mute. This can go either way. It can, but we definitely have to, we talk about hot topics now, and I love it. I promise I do. And this is a hot topic. Teresa, you the one that made me think that Pink Diva said yes, that he was a popo. Don't do that, sis, please. Much love, many blessings. Thank you for being a Cutie Crew member for 8 months. I appreciate you so much. And hello to you as well. I see your comment on my phone, but I'm trying to keep my place in these comments section. But thank you, sis. Hope to see you tonight. Hope you see it tonight. Hope to see you tonight. And then real quickly, Cutie Crew, I'll throw up a Hot Topics post once we're done. But for the other cuties on the outside looking in, we are all excited about our Cutie Crew Invades Vegas trip coming September 2025. My sis and I had a discussion last night when it comes to some of these activities, and it's going to be lit. Okay. Okay. No, he wasn't a popo. All right. Yeah, I read that. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. All right. We're going to move on. Darnet. I believe so. I believe that Smokey has stock in Motown. Allegedly, I can't confirm, but I do believe so. And what's up with all these men? Thank you, Chef Chic. Look, it's been going around. Chef Chic, do you automatically believe all of the stories? Let me know. Look, I am all for believing women, period. And although I don't want to be irresponsible and just say they all are telling the truth, because I do think that some come out and they're lying. They're doing it for the money. But for the most part, we have to believe the victims in advance. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with you. Look, you talking about fetishes. We know what Shannon was into. And that's why it's in my title, Innocent Instigator. Is there an attack on Black men? Can we see some more of the clears come out with these allegations? To be fair, there has been a couple, even in the past month or so, but I'm Black. And that's why I talk about our brothers. And I think a lot of them was up to no good. I really, really do. I think that Smokey absolutely could be guilty of this. Could, keyword. But again, we don't know. Let's get into, let's read a couple more. It could definitely be a case of what's done in the dark will eventually come to light. Reaping season will eventually catch up to you when you least expect it. I agree, sis, no matter the age. You know what I'm saying? So I am in no way, I still got this Cutie Crew thing up here. I am in no way saying that Smokey is innocent. I absolutely believed Bill Cosby did a lot of what he was accused and convicted of. So yeah, no matter the age, you're right, sis. Sometimes you still gotta pay. Okay. Indigo Girl said, sounds like women who had crushes on Smokey. He had a good time with them and went about his business. So I see this mix. We'll talk more about this tonight in members only. Peace, Love, and Light said, I read the first 3 words, peace, love, and light, and I knew a but was coming. Because look, a lot of us feel this way as well. Peace, Love, and Light said, would never victim shame, but It seems like a money grab. No way you get to SA me over 20 times and I don't leave or become complicit with it. Excellent point. How do you get there? Hey, Brittany Janae. Hey, Rose. That's why I always say at some point, yeah, I don't know about a victim. At some point, you absolutely continue to over 20 times volunteer for it. You know what I mean? And you guys know we'll be talking about more of that on my backup channel, QTTV. The opening statements for Diddy's case will be this coming Monday, the 12th. I'll be over there live throughout the day. And, you know, even if you're in the bushes, turn me on, child, and just listen. But I think that they are definitely going to break Cassie down with that, because Cassie was with Diddy for over a decade, if I'm not mistaken, if not right at. And even with that, it's already out in the streets that that's what his attorneys plan to do. You know? So we'll talk about it. Shout out to Teresa Wright. Thank you, Teresa, for gifting 5 memberships, sis. Shout out to Sweet Essence. Sweet Essence is gifted a membership from Teresa. You guys make sure to say hello. Linda Gamble. Linda Gamble, now you know you are my child. You got to be a member. Anitra J, Sweet Essence, Linda Gamble, Justin Monroe, and Dog Lady. Thank you again, Teresa. You guys make sure to thank Teresa. All right, this is going to be the last topic because I know that it is heavy and I want to know you all's thoughts about it. And then we're going to exit because I'll have to talk about this in members only and then really get into it on Patreon. We're going to talk about the not guilty verdict, excuse me, of the officers that assaulted and unalived Tyre Nichols. Hold on, guys. You know what, Chef? I agree with you. I agree with you. You know, we've heard rumblings before. You know what I'm saying when it comes to SA and people that's come out and charge other people. It seemed like it's been nonstop since Diddy's Pandora box has been opened. Cassie opened the floodgates. And look, if victims are empowered by that, kudos to them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Chef, I wish I can continue to say what I really want to say. I got to take it behind closed doors. Collectively, Darnett, they're suing for $50 million. So it's not just one, it is the 4. Much love, many blessings is here. Okay, I'm going to end this with Sonia. Sonia said, hey, Chit Chat, my aunt worked at Meyerson Symphony in Dallas, Texas, and she said she met Smokey privately with the song You've Really Got a Hold on Me. Ooh, so I'm sad and this information. All right. Now, wait a minute. Now, well, Sonia, you probably can't even say it personally, child. So your aunt just met him. Let me just say that. There was nothing, she didn't experience anything such as this. Because I don't want to say, you know. But yeah, that's a classic from Smokey. And yes, my final thoughts are, look, a lot of, and I'm talking about the Black brothers because I'm Black, there appears to me that a lot of them absolutely could have been up to some of these activities. But I also think that there are a couple that are under attack. You know what I'm saying? I really, really believe that. But believe the victims until proven otherwise. You know what I mean? All right. This heavy topic because I only got about 15 minutes left. Shout out to 149 of you that are joining me. I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Share the video with your friends and family. Click the notification bell as well. But 3 Memphis popos were found or were acquitted in the unaliving of Tyre Nichols. I'm not even gonna play the video because I don't want to see the smiling. I don't want to see the cheering. I don't want to see the hugging. I don't want to see any of that because for me, I remember seeing the video in real time. You know what I mean? The day the body cam and all of that was released. Um, and I know what I synced in my Moses voice. I know what I synced. It was excessive. It was overkill. It was disgusting. It was done at the hands of our own. And how they were found not guilty is puzzling and extremely sad. Yes, Gia, no justice. No justice. I remember the video of Tyree, he was a skateboarder. I just remember all of that. And, just to do justice to this video, unlike what Tyre Nichols' family received, I will read some of this. First of all, what happened? Yes, it's just the state. It's just the state, Lavinia, for sure. But even with the state who they are employed by, they should have been found guilty. You agree, sis? All clear, Teresa. I'll read a little bit. But what I was going to say before this is it was 5 officers. What are the 2? What happened to them? But 3 former Memphis popos were acquitted Wednesday of all state charges, including second-degree unaliving in the unaliving beating of Tyre Nichols after he ran away from a traffic stop. And they go on to say, shout out to CNN that his death did spark nationwide protests. And it also prompted renewed calls for police reforms. You know what I hate? When a lot of these officers are the judge, the jury, and the executioners. And that's what these 3 and the other 2 were to me. Hey, Red Ann. I got your message, sis, the other day. But glad you dropped down out the bushes. Anyway, let's go ahead real quickly. An out-of-town jury from a majority clear county took about 8.5 hours over 2 days to find them not guilty on all charges after a 9-day trial. After the jury's verdict was read, the defendants hugged their lawyers as relatives of the former officers cried. And outside the courtroom, one of the relatives yelled, "Thank you, Jesus." All 3, because again, these were the state charges that they were found not guilty of. But all 3 defendants still face the prospect of years in the clanker after they were convicted of federal charges last year, though they were acquitted of most of the serious charges. 2 other former officers previously pled guilty in both state and federal court. And I think they're still being held. Let's see. Bean and Smith are out on bond. Okay, so no, they're out on bond, but they are under house arrest. But they already pled guilty, as they should have. Hold yourself accountable. But let me put the face up of Tyre Nichols. Continue to rest in peace. He was only 29 years old, and I do not think that fleeing a traffic stop should ever result in this. I don't even think that fleeing the popo period should result in high-speed chases, because we know a lot of times those cause accidents with innocent people, and some of them have too been unalive. So, for these popos, if you find yourself where somebody has fled a traffic stop or, whatever the case may be, catch them next time instead of unaliving them. And I will absolutely talk about later on today the black father. I believe he was out of Ohio, where his son, they said, was running from the popos, and the popos unalived his son. And the very next day, he unalived the deputy. We'll talk about that behind closed doors. He had his first appearance in court this week. And to me, it seemed like he was just fed up. You know what I'm saying? But rest in peace to Tyre Nichols. I am hoping that these 3 officers who were acquitted of state charges will be found guilty in the federal case. And continue prayers going up to Tyre Nichols' family. Heartbreaking, heartbreaking, heartbreaking. And I get so sick of this. I really, really do. Because goodness, this stuff is caught on camera and it's still not enough. Yes, Sanji. Was his son? Because I thought he had a daughter as well. Let me know if you know, Sanji. I didn't want to put the picture up. I thought he had a daughter as well. And I'm just thinking back to real time. I will go ahead real quickly and show the family of, because again, I didn't want to show the family of these officers, but this was at Tyre Nichols' service. And during that, his sister said, all I want is my baby brother back, So I'm scrolling, but I want to make sure that I don't show anything that I don't want to showcase, which is the ones that's done this. Okay, just the son, Teresa. Okay, just the son. All right, but yes, prayers and condolences going up to the family. We are still hoping for justice, and it is sad. I wish we didn't have to be the race that have to discuss this as often as we do. Can we get a break? Can people just live by the law, even if you are the law? You know what I mean? But let's go up. Let me go up. And I'm going to read some comments. Shout out again to Red Ann, my sis. Red Ann, you bought any more of Amin's sweets? Look, Miss Tina, that's what I thought yesterday. That's exactly what I thought yesterday. I said, I hope that they do not go out there and protest and riot and all of that, because I agree with you. They want us to act a fool. We got to remember who's currently in office. It is sad, Lavinia. Brittany Janae said, I was 86 hot when I heard that verdict. I was too, sis. Innocent Instigator said, this feels like it was done purposely to allow cops to really attack Black men and use this as an example, but allowing more abuse of power by bad cops. You know what I thought about Innocent Instigator? Because we know that the Orange Man is in office. And the Orange Man already said that a lot of these officers that were tried and all of that previously, not on his watch. But I wondered if the Black ones, if that applies to them as well, the Black officers. So, yeah. Sad. You didn't get your notification. I told you guys YouTube is tripping. Let me see what you guys are saying. Heavy conversations like this, typically, I like to have behind closed doors. But look, this is real topics, is what some of us may have experienced with other family members. You know what I mean? And I am in no way saying that different instances where people were clearly guilty of breaking the law. I'm gonna keep that for behind closed doors as well. I stopped myself. Sanji said, yes, guilty. Black officer showing out. He was almost home. Oh, wasn't that heartbreaking? Wasn't that heartbreaking of him calling out for his mama? It really, really was. Let's see. Miss Tina, yep, they want us to act a darn fool. Stay home and chill. try to find another way to make your voices heard. But I agree with Miss Tina. Don't get out there. They waiting. You know what I mean? They're waiting. Let's see. This traffic stop was a setup from the beginning. You know what? In Illinois, in the south suburbs, they have a thing called the Jump Out Boys, which are popos that ride through areas that are, inner city, but suburban areas. But by inner city, I'm talking about a lot of things that go on. And the Jump Out Boys used to jump out for no reason and get active with people that's on the streets that could have been minding their business, but just so happen to be in that area, or just so happen to be in a flashy car, or all of that. I believe that this crew out of Memphis, I can't think of their name, but it was similar to that. They were like a task force for inner city areas. All right, let me read a couple more. Hey, Angela Richardson. Hello. Hope to see you later, sis. Okay, you just saw a picture of him and his son. Let's see if I can find it. I would love to bring that up. And why did I think back then it was a daughter? I don't know, but thank you for I'm gonna read some more comments. But let me see. Let's see if I can go to images real quick. Oh. All right. Let me show this. Rest in peace again to one of our Black kings that was just minding his business, basically. A lot of times people may run from the law because of a warrant, from a unpaid traffic ticket. A lot of things go through a lot of people's minds. It could be fear of the popos. You know what I'm saying? I think this picture right here is why I thought it was a baby girl. But here are pictures of Tyre with his son. No, it was another picture as well that I remember that just popped in my head. Yeah, let me read you all's comments because I'm getting sad just looking at the pictures. Cutie crew. Hey, Relly. How are you? Thanks for stopping through. Shout out to Caramel Rail. Shout out to Relly in the chat. Thank you, Relly, for stopping through. All right, let's see. They want us to act. Yeah, no way. They must have loved it. Money grab. Okay, Carrie, you talking about Smokey. Red Ann said you haven't had time. He did inbox you about calling for a while. Okay, talking about Oh, for the whole cake price. Okay. We're not marching or protesting, just boycotting. Yes. Let's make our voices be heard that way, because marching and or protesting just don't seem safe to me right now. Look, and I'm not demanding anything. Maybe you are a part of a group where you guys are heavily protected and can make a difference that way. So I'm in no way saying not to do it. I would be scared. I can show you guys pictures now. Well, not now, but I can show you guys pictures of me marching, especially in downtown Chicago when it comes to Trayvon Martin and other causes. Did it with my diva group out of Chicago, me, my sister, and one of my nephews. We went solo. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the pictures. My little nephew at that time was probably under 10, and he's about 19 now, or maybe a little older. I don't know. I'm old. But yeah, so that's the norm for me, marching and protesting. But in the current state that we are living in, just proceed with caution. That's all I'll say. Chef said, it says, as sad as this is, we must refrain from protesting and taking things to the street. We must continue. Child, y'all keep moving that percentage up, child. We started at 92%. We started resting in our 92% because 92% of women voted for Kamala. But Chef said 96. Yesterday, somebody said 93. And I'm all for that continuing to rise. You know what I mean? Teresa say she done hollering no justice, no peace. It's tiresome. It's tiresome. You know what I'm saying? Sanji said another content creator whom I mod for. She went on her and hold on. Let me start over because I'm just putting words in there that's not here. Another content creator whom I mod on, she went on to meet the mom in person, and you felt so sad for his mom. The supervisor came from Chicago, and they named themselves some. Sandra, you lost me, sis. You talking about Tyree's mom? Because you said a supervisor, and they named themselves. Okay, you are talking about. Hold on. I believe you're talking about the Memphis Popos. Name themselves. Okay, I see your other comment. All right, but if I'm not mistaken, that name was I'll research it, Sanji, because I don't want to put anything out here. But I thought that was a part of their task force name. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, really. All right. Let's see. Couple more soon as I click back on. You guys hear this team chat? What's going on? What is this? Oh, I can't wait to talk to the cutie crew tonight. Well, I can't say it, you don't know who could stumble upon your channel. I definitely can't say it out in public, but I will say again, thank you, Lord, that I work from home. Please, let me throw my hands up. Because, baby, Scorpion, that's it. The Scorpion unit. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Valencia and Jacqueline. And real quick, can you guys let me know? I'll do a quick search because I only got a couple more minutes. Wasn't that their official task force name, or is it a name that they gave themselves? And I'm looking it up. Memphis Scorpion Unit. Let's see here. All right. I would have to click and read a couple. I'll put it on my screen. But I don't think they gave themselves that name. Let me try another quick search. Ciao. That team chat is going bananas. Did Memphis, hold on, guys. Did Memphis police officers give themselves the name Scorpion Unit? Let's see what we can find real quickly. Shout out to 160 of you guys joining me. Those of you that are in the bushes, I appreciate you guys. Shout out to the bush cuties. If you guys can hit the like button for me, that would be great. Shout out again to the replay gang yang. I appreciate you guys as well. Let me take a sip of water. And I thought I shared this. All right, I did a search just to see if I could find some quick information tonight. And members only is just, it's gonna be a little let loose-ish probably, but I can't say what I want to say even behind closed doors to that extent on YouTube. But we're just gonna go with the flow tonight. Get your drinks ready. I will say that if you drink. I didn't see Aunt Debbie in the chat. I will reach out to Aunt Debbie. If you guys can keep Aunt Debbie in your prayers, Aunt Debbie will be having a procedure done on the 22nd. But I'll definitely send her a text and keep her in your prayers, and let's pray that everything is okay and that she's feeling okay. See, guys, this is one real quick. that I could bring up where I don't think that they gave themselves that name, because this article was written in March of 2023, and they said aggressive policing in Memphis goes far beyond the Scorpion unit. For them to say that, that sort of lets me know that that Scorpion unit was a thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'll read a real quick scan. I can't read it all. Oh, well, it is confirmation that they weren't from Scorpion. So, well, we'll talk about it. They said they weren't even, and this is for those of you that put it in the chat. I'll put it up. But right here, they are saying that they weren't even from the organized crime unit Scorpion was a part of. So, yeah, just the way that they're wording this, they talked about the officer's rank as well as Scorpion members. So, yeah, that's not a big deal. No matter what they were, they're trash. Okay? No matter what they were, whether they made it up or not, they're trash. That's the new name. That's the new name for me. And it's just so, it's so sad. It's so discouraging. It's so all of the above. I can continue on and on and on. So, Cutie Crew, I see you guys in 5 hours, I believe. Shout out to the cuties that joined me in this live. I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to my cutie mods. We had Teresa, right? We had my sis, Pink Diva, also known as Pink Table Topics. Linda Gamble is also in the building. Shout out to Caramel Rail, content creator that dropped down. I appreciate you. And shout out to the Cutie Crew. You guys know I love me some you. So I gotta go, as you guys can hear. I don't know what the hell going on. You hear me? But that's their new name, CC. Trash. Okay. We'll talk about it tonight, but I love you guys. Thank you guys again. I hope you guys enjoy the rest. Smokey, we got our eye out on you. Sweet Tea, you know, I gotta confirm if you quit or not. Teresa didn't answer me. She put it out there though. And yeah, kudos to Sweet Tea, Dr. G, whether they quit or not from just being relieved of their duties, I guess, if they were fired or if they left voluntarily, just to not have to deal with all of that mess. Enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? It's not cute. And I think the longer that, you know, behaviors like that are showcased on reality TV, it'll continue. Take that mess to Zeus. All right. We out of here. Love you guys. And I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. With QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT.